Hey everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing okay. So as promised, I'm going to be giving you guys an overview, maybe a slightly detailed overview of the differences between the new BumpBoxx Flare 8 Pro and my old Flare 8. Okay, so big difference, color. No, I'm just kidding. Just by looking at these two, you can probably tell that the Flare 8 Pro is a little bigger, right? It's a little wider compared to the Flare 8. So looking at the front of these two products, you can probably tell that there are some differences. So going to the Flare 8, you see the two 8-inch speakers. That's why it's a Flare 8. But difference here is that I have one tweeter, right, the high range, whereas on the Flare 8 Pro, I have two of these. So one on each side, two smaller tweeters. Also different is you don't see the any holes in the front on the Flare 8. On the Flare 8 Pro, there are two base ports, whereas on the Flare 8, the base ports are in the back. So that's really the only difference that those are the differences between the fronts of the two units. So just to reiterate, these are the two base ports in the back of the Flare 8. There's really, on the Flare 8 Pro, there's really nothing. There's nothing back here, whereas I guess the power junction for the Flare 8 is back here. This is where you charge the unit. For the Flare 8 Pro, the charging port is on the side where the controls are. And I'm going to show you that in a little bit. Okay, let's move on over to the controls on both units. I did a very thorough review or explanation of the control units on the Flare 8 on the previous video, so you guys can watch that. So the Flare 8 Pro, again, you can see it's a very similar design, with the volume knob right here. I think the volume knob on the Flare 8 Pro is a little smaller, and there are some differences. You still have your guitar port. You have a mic port, your power right here, and then all your sound controls, treble, bass, echo, and what have you. Again, as mentioned, this is where you now charge. This is where the charging port is, but you still have the EQ here, the equalizer, and also the display right here. So not too much of a difference there, but one thing that I'd like to point out is that now the Flare 8 Pro has the USB-C port instead of the normal USB port like this. So you can use that to charge any USB device or devices that you may have. Also, there is an additional switch aside from the power right here, and it's the LED power, and I'm going to be showing you that next. Okay, so the biggest difference that I've seen so far between the Flare 8 and the Flare 8 Pro is the power. The Flare 8 only had 200 watts of power, whereas now the Flare 8 Pro has 400 watts of power, so you get a little bit more of a robust sound out of it. I haven't really quite tested it yet, but from what I've heard so far, and I don't think I can do it justice to just play music because I only have like this microphone, but if you are able to go check one out, I think you're going to be very, very pleasantly surprised, because I think the sound coming out of the Pro versus the normal Flare 8 is noticeably better. I'm not saying the sound coming out of the Flare 8 is bad, not at all, right? I've been listening to this thing for a little over 2 years, and I'm satisfied with the sound. But when I heard sound coming out of the Pro, I was basically I was blown away because of the differences. So, and I think the majority of the differences between both units are inside. So the internal mechanisms, the electronics. What I've noticed as well is that the Bluetooth, I believe they fixed because one of the biggest complaints that I had with the old units, I'm not sure what's also affected as far as BumpBoxx products, is that there was a lag. I think a lot of you guys have also told me that you were experiencing the same thing. And what I'm talking about is when you connect a Bluetooth device like your phone and try to listen to a video, let's say from YouTube, so the sound coming out of it, and then as compared to the video that you're watching, so there's a lag. So there's the sound is slightly behind, and you can tell, like especially when there's somebody talking. So the voice is not in sync, or the video would not be in sync with the sound coming out of the unit. That has since been corrected with the newer products, with the BumpBoxx, at least with the BumpBoxx Pro Flare 8. There's no lag, or nothing that I've noticed. Watching a YouTube video again and comparing the sound between both units. So very happy with that. The next difference between this and the Flare 8 Pro is that now, remember I showed you the back or the controls of the Flare 8 Pro. You can now turn on and off. You can now turn on the LED by itself. Right? There's a switch on the side. So when you want to see the LED, I believe I'm connected. I should be. So there's now that audible starting sound. Okay. So again, as you can tell, there's no LED, right? So what you can do is you can now turn it on. So if you want to, if you watch the old video, I did go over what you get with the Flare 8. You get this bag right here, which contains the carrying strap right here, which I never use. It also came with a BumpBoxx branded microphone right here, so you can do some karaoke. It also came with, see, I even got a BumpBoxx sticker, which I probably need to use that or make use of it. And you also have your manual right here. And the BumpBoxx is a pretty simple unit. I'm not saying you don't need the manual, but you can most likely figure it out. It also came with a remote, so you can control your music, your volume, what have you, right here. And it came with an audio cables. That was it. So pretty much the same thing. You get pretty much the same thing with the new unit. So you get kind of a smaller bag. You get your carrying strap right here. You get your charger. You also get a remote and also an audio cable, input-output cable. And you'll get a couple of batteries in this bag right here. So you get 4 batteries in the bag. For what, you ask? For these, you now get 2 microphones. So the other one is still in the wrapping. So you get 2 microphones, not just one. And it's Flare 8 Pro branded right there. You can see that. And the microphone itself is metal. It's not plastic like the Flare 8 microphone. So I'm assuming the 2 batteries, these take 2 batteries each. All right. So I think for the most part, that's it. That's really the gist of what I wanted to talk about today, the differences between both units. I don't want to say it's subtle differences because it is very obvious differences. But again, the big difference is with the power from 200 watts to 400 watts. I believe the rating is still, for the most part, the same. From what I can remember with the Flare 8, I believe they rated it for 12 hours of playtime. And the new Flare 8 Pro is rated for 10 hours. I have not tested that. I have tested the Flare 8 before, and I know I've gotten at least 8 hours out of that. So I'm probably going to use the same. It's going to be the same with the Flare 8 Pro. So I think that's it. I think I spoke about the main differences of the Flare 8 versus the Flare 8 Pro. I don't think I missed anything. If I did, or I discover something new that's different, I will make sure to report it back to you guys. So I hope you got something out of that, and hopefully help you guys in making a decision between the two units. Very, very little complaints with the 2.5 years that I've used that. So I'm very, very satisfied with the Flare 8. So you can't really go wrong with, either units. So again, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. I'm going to get my day started. It's early in the morning. I'm going to go on about my day. So I know we're coming up to the end of the year. Again, thank you for supporting my channel and my videos. Thank you for watching my videos. I really, really do appreciate it. Hope you continue supporting me in the coming year. And I wish you guys the best of health in 2025 and into the future. I hope you guys stay safe, enjoy your holidays, and I will definitely see you guys next year. So thank you again. This is John, Foodie A1C. Peace. I'm out.